Paul Ryan was a member of the United States House of Representatives. He was also Speaker of the House. He is a guy who I never agreed with on essentially anything when he was in power, but he has found one area where he's making a lot of sense. Paul Ryan believes that not only is Trump bad for the right-wing movement, he believes Tucker Carlson is also bad for that movement because of the pro-Russia, pro-Putin line that connects them. Interesting. Here is Paul Ryan speaking on a Washington Post live stream.
What worries me more, and not just Tucker, that's a symptom of all this, is that they're curating sympathy in America. And they're helping nurture and develop an isolationist wing in my party and in our country, which I think is very, very dangerous. They're developing, people who want to see NATO reduced or NATO not adhered to. Obviously, former President Trump is pushing this line as well. So what I very much worry about is they're helping curate a line of thought, a school of thought that is isolationist, that is pro-Putin, pro-Russia, pro-tyranny at the end of the day. And that is extremely dangerous for all democracy, but for us as ourselves, democracy.
I think it's really important to point out, because a lot of people will hear Paul Ryan say he's against isolationism because for him, he wants to invade all these countries and spread democracy or whatever. Maybe he does. Okay, he is certainly more of a neocon in the George W. Bush style in that way. But you can be against cozying up to authoritarian dictators like Putin and be against isolationism, not because you want to go and invade countries and start wars, which obviously I don't, and I don't think anybody who's a social democrat like I am wants to do, but because we recognize that there are so many global problems at this point and that we are so interconnected that the idea that we're going to imagine that we have a border that's 1,000 miles high around our country, also with a roof that prevents pollution and other things from getting in. It's so naive to think that we can just do it alone at this point, that isolationism is bad, but for very different reasons than a neocon who wants to start wars thinks it's bad. But Paul Ryan is right in at least identifying the problem. The pro-Putin, pro-tyranny, pro-authoritarian playing coy. It's not even playing coy. It's cozying up to these authoritarians. It's an extremely disturbing path for Republicans to go on. The starting wars everywhere to spread democracy and to benefit the military-industrial complex and to take resources like oil, that was a disaster, and Paul Ryan was a part of that. And this new MAGA thing where they pretend to be anti-war on the merits, but it's actually about letting authoritarians get away with whatever they want and so many other things. It's an absolute disaster in its own ways. We fight both of them either way. Either way, we're fighting it. But the fight is a different fight when the Republican Party looks the way it does today, rather than when the Republican Party looked the way it looked under Paul Ryan. We actually reached out to him. I would be very interested in delving in more detail into these issues with Paul Ryan. We have not, as of this moment, heard back.